What's up, folks? Khalid Bay. On today's episode, we're going in a little bit of a different direction, talking to a local businessman about his business services, something we all need to know about. We like to promote people in business, also still leaning on our socio-political direction, ensuring that we're informing people about what's going on in their environment. It's an exciting episode. Let's get right to it. Let's talk. So, all right, welcome to Let's Talk, Khalid Bay.
This is Rob Romeo.
And today we have a special guest here to talk about Yi's Hungai International Kung Fu Association, Sifu Sharif A, amongst other things.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you, gentlemen. Absolutely.
Nice to have you here.
So, let's start quickly, Sharif, just for the introduction yourself.
Yes.
What got you started? How long you been?
Wow.
Engaged in
Martial arts.
Right.
Cool.
And all things relevant.
Right. So, martial arts found me. I came to live with my father at age 4 from the West Coast. I was born on the West Coast, born in Long Beach, California. Came to the East Coast with my father, at age 4. He took me to see a martial arts demonstration, and that was it. We started tearing up furniture, all kinds of wild stuff. So my 5th birthday, he bought us lessons.
You bought in. You're in.
That's it.
Okay.
And then, so that was at age 5. And then around age 10, we came up in the Bruce Lee era, right?
Yeah.
So
California especially.
Yeah, exactly. So we came up, in the Bruce Lee era. So idolizing Bruce Lee, reading about Bruce Lee in magazines. I'm like, okay, he did this one particular style of Chinese martial arts called Wing Chun. That's how he started. So I wanted to buy this book on Wing Chun. And so when I sent my money to get the book, I get it back in the mail. They said, we're sorry, the book you ordered is back ordered. We'll send it to you. But here's another book. In the meantime, there was a book on Honga, the name of the Kung Fu style I do. I'm like, I didn't want this.
What's it called?
Honga. Right.
Okay.
And so I didn't want this. But around that time also was when Channel 5 came out with Kung Fu Theater. Yeah. So I'm looking at this book like, I didn't want this. It's not what I wanted. Then I'm watching the very things in the book on the screen. So I'm like, I'm sold. Right? And then a number of years later, I found my instructor, Grandmaster Frankie Chiwai, in Chinatown, New York City.
Okay.
And the rest is history.
Gotcha.
So what are you doing here? What are you doing now?
Oh, that's what I do full time. I run a branch of Yi's Hungai International Kung Fu Association with upstate New York headquarters. Yeah. And so that's what I do full time.
It's called a dojo?
That's Japanese.
Okay.
So I'm glad you bring that up.
Okay.
So Kung Fu is not the name of a style. Kung Fu is a Chinese slang word for any martial art that comes from China.
Okay.
You see? Now, the term dojo is a Japanese term. So that's Japan and Okinawa. That's where karate comes from.
Okay.
So the big difference is really just national and cultural.
Got it.
Right? But Kung Fu, China's so big, hundreds of different subcultures, hundreds of different styles. So Honga is just one of those styles.
Do you have a name for the facility where you teach?
The Chinese, we just say school because it doesn't sound as cool as dojo,
yeah,
right? And people are not familiar, so
you say dojo,
right. So and people still do, and I just say okay, whatever. But I would just say school because the actual Chinese term is Mo Guan, which means martial gym.
Martial gym.
Yeah. So, but people are like, what? What's that? Yeah. So we say, it's school.
So what does Hunga mean?
Good question. So the name Honga is originally not directly related to martial arts. During a time period in China's history, there was a regime change, right? Political issues. There was a regime change, and the 10% minority took control of China. This was the start of the Qing dynasty, right? 1644 was the year. And so the deposed regime was fighting to get back in power. and they became rebels. And that's the whole story of Shaolin Temple. They used it as a hideout to reorganize and try to build a standing army to fight the Qing government. And that's the origin of our system. So the name Hong God was really the name of a secret society, a secret political society aimed at restoring the previous society.
And that's centuries old. That's
Yes.
just amazing.
Yeah.
And it still survives and still is relevant and still important today.
Well, it's cool because to that point, the objective, the political objective, was to restore the Ming Dynasty and overthrow the Qing Dynasty. They actually, much later, achieved the objective in the year 1912 with Dr. Sun Yat-sen. Dr. Sun Yat-sen was a member.
Right.
And so that ended the Qing Dynasty and started the Chinese Republic, Democratic Republic.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Let me ask you this. What do you think about what appears to be, from the outside looking in, a downturn in interest?
Wow. Oh, wow. A lot of it has to do with Western sensibilities, how we tend to think of things, especially now in the West. It's, okay, we want a 6-week program, and the whole idea of industrialization is what really kind of killed it. The pre-industrial America was, okay, hey, I want to support my family, I want to support myself. I have to go learn a trade and a skill. Now I got to find a master craftsman who can do that. And now I got to prove myself to that craftsman that I'm worth his time.
That's right. Okay.
You see? And that describes the whole culture. Right. So we still preserve that. But now on the downside, I'm never going to get rich, right? Preserving that and passing the skill this way. But on the upside, it makes what we do that much more valuable because it's scarce.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It almost has a certain level of exclusivity.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was an interesting comment about why, how it declined like that.
Yes.
I would say that Hollywood is, needs another,
Absolutely.
hero like we have.
Come on.
And he was such a cultural icon and, so important to the whole Chinese population.
Correct.
In the United States.
Correct.
And then that kind of filtered out into the culture.
Correct.
As a positive.
A positive.
It was a very positive thing.
Yeah.
And it showed the tremendous strength.
Yes.
And an ability.
Resilience.
Yes, resilience. And it's also, to me, I'm a philosophy major.
Oh, beautiful.
And my favorite philosophy, I tell you, is Tao. So,
wow. Okay.
I had a Chinese national teacher in college. And we went through Tao, and we went through all of the philosophies we could, Confucianism, Tao, and all the Western philosophies. But I love Tao.
Crazy.
I love the yin
nice.
and the yang.
Nice.
I love the whole sensibility of it. But
Yes.
I think that what you're saying in your martial arts
Yes.
that's a big component as well.
Huge component. It's funny you bring that up. Say, for instance, with Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee was like a hipster, a Western hipster,
Yes.
but he was also very traditional Chinese.
Yeah.
But he also kind of eschewed a lot of the Chinese stuffiness, conservatism. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so he fought back. He was like a rebel, right?
Yeah.
But now, to your point, a lot of his innovations in Chinese martial arts came from the fact he was a philosophy major.
Really?
Eastern philosophy.
Yeah, there you go.
He literally adored Krishnamurti.
Wow.
So his book Tao Jeet Kune Do,
Yeah.
you might as well be reading Krishnamurti. Yes.
So we're gonna get ready to adjust because a little surprise. We're gonna get Sifu Sharif to show Rob some tactics.
Oh,
right on
wait a
camera. Get ready.
Okay.
Right.
So, well, I'll show you. Like even when we do workshops for conflict resolution with youth and things like that, and dealing with youth and also nonviolence.
Yeah.
The martial means military, of course. But in Chinese culture, the character for martial, the word for martial, is made up of 2 characters. The first character is a weapon. The next character next to it is stop. So the idea for the Chinese community for martial or military is to stop the conflict.
No.
Whether it's by running,
Yeah.
conversing,
Yeah.
or stick my index finger in your eye socket. Either way, the idea is not to fight,
Right.
but to end the fight, right?
Love that.
And the
So
very
important.
first thing, we want to learn is that the intelligent fighter never fights against anyone. they fight with them. So even with an enemy, there has to be a degree of cooperation to get the preferred outcome.
Yeah. Like I was saying, the yin and the yang. If I go like this, it's the
correct. There you go. It's just like, like two boxers. You see, it's almost like a dance.
Yeah.
But it's totally different from the street. Street is just crazy chaotic. Get it?
Yeah.
It's because the difference is one's a professional, one's not. Right. So there's a drill that we teach to build skill. That we use each other to build the skill with. Right. So put your hand up like this. There you, oh, very nice. Okay, so this represents, first of all, we start the drill this way. Why? Because in the real world, this is how the fights start. Right. Not like this. Yeah. They start like this. Yeah. And, somebody's trying to ambush you. Yeah. But you're not going to let them. Right. So when both arms are up like this, it represents that the fight has already started. The physical conflict part has already started. Right. This is the closest weapon. And if you're really about business, you're not going to hit me here. Yeah. You're going to hit me here. Okay. That's going to end the fight. Right there. Closest weapon, closest target. Yeah. But this is in the way. Yes. So what I want you to do is just do that with the other hand. See that? Right there. Oh! And now that goes there. Boom, right? So do that. Now you do it again. No, start like this. This is why we want to start this way, because this means we decided not to fight. Yes. This means we decided to fight. You're right. So now touch there. There, and then I stop it, and then we go back to the guard position. Then I do it. Now I do it, you stop. Good. And we just go back and forth. Go. Good. And then I go. Ah, nice. So now, watch this. We want to control the center. Yeah. It's just like in any contact sport. You go through the target, through the center of the target to move the target. Okay. Right? Yeah. So do the first part. No, and you find that good. I stop, but see my hand? Yeah. If it goes past the center, you see your fingers? Yes. Raise them up towards my nose, right where they are. Good. Now press down. Gotcha. Now there you go. You see, you retake the center. So then I do the same thing. You stop me. Look there, and we go back and forth. Do it again. Raise it up. That push down. Ah, see? Very nice. Good. Very nice. That's quick learner. Quick learner.
I confess, I do Tai Chi.
Ah, beautiful.
I love my Tai Chi.
Oh, so you know push hands.
I know push. I know the raking the leaves.
Roll back, yeah.
This is the position.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Single whip posture, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Tai Chi. It's great. Stuff.
So that was exciting.
Oh, yeah.
It was a little fearful.
Quick learner, man. He picks up fast. Yeah, good stuff.
I don't know what was coming next.
Right. So let me ask you this. Considering the political climate, all the changes going on in government.
Yes.
What do you see as its impact on business? As a business person, how does the changes or expected changes, coming from the White House, how do you think they will impact?
It's actually helped me. My opinion, a lot of what we see coming out of the White House, while giving the appearance of being, official, is really a lot of it, in my opinion, is performative. It's meant to directly impact people at the ground level, emotionally, psychologically. You know what I mean? And so I like how Shahid Bolson said it, right? Shahid Bolson was like, he said, people want me to comment on the current state of affairs in the White House. He says, that's like you asking me to comment on every step a man is falling down on a stairwell.
Yeah, you're right. It's so overwhelming.
Yes.
And it's constantly at you.
Yes.
And what's happening is they're attacking all the pillars of American society. Every one of them. If you look at, they're coming after the legal system.
Yes.
They're coming after the educational system.
Yes.
They're coming after the media.
Correct.
Now they're coming after the arts.
Exactly. Isn't that crazy?
The arts,
Yes.
So, what it does is, how does it impact? It's putting a chill on a lot of people in their business. People are becoming afraid or second guessing whether they should step out and express their opinions.
Now,
and it's really not a good
point.
But now, what that's doing for me personally, I can speak to this personally about my business. I'm seeing a slight increase in business.
Yes.
Because people want to feel like they can buy some personal security.
I love
That's
that.
a fact.
That's what's happening.
Well, people are getting guns.
Yes. Yes.
But
Yes,
what
they
you
are.
do is better.
Yes.
It is better to have that sense of personal security, of safety, of confidence in yourself.
There you go. There you go.
That is a real important thing.
Even with the programs, like I was mentioning to you before about doing youth work, conflict resolution, right? Conflict escalates because people feel powerless.
I think it should be like a part of every curriculum in the country.
Yeah,
because it teaches life lessons, it teaches physicality.
Yes.
But it teaches, sense of, like you said, it's conflict resolution 101.
There you go.
And that, if everybody had that from day one,
Yes.
what a different society we could
Huge.
we could make.
Exactly. Conflict escalates most of the time because people feel powerless.
That's right.
They feel like they have to get it off of someone else. When you feel like you have a sense of control over your own circumstances,
Yes.
even a little bit,
Yes.
you feel less of a need to do such a thing, so that you de-escalate yourself.
Yeah.
I think that, it's something that I always talk about generally, that the ultimate thing that people fear more than how they die is the feeling of powerlessness.
Come on, that's
The
right.
fact that somebody has a thumb on you,
You're
and
right.
controls you, takes your power away from you, whether
Yes.
you are a victim in an alley,
Yes.
or a victim of identity theft.
Come on.
Or you walk in your home and it feel like somebody was in there.
Absolutely.
All those feelings of vulnerability, which ultimately relates to powerlessness, is in fact what causes people to lash out, defend themselves.
That's right.
So you can see the logic that a person feel a lot more secure in their ability,
Yes.
walk with a lot more confidence,
Yes.
a lot less reluctant,
Yes.
or a lot more reluctant rather,
Yes.
to strike out at somebody simply because they feel a lot more secure.
There you
If
go.
I could have my kids do this, and one or two of them did grow up in a little bit, got to be a whatever brown belt or whatever. It was.
Yes.
But I think it's so important.
Yes.
It really is, and the confidence that you have, and the ability to overcome the vulnerability that occurs when these violations take place of your person, your home.
Yeah.
And so I think the more of you guys, the more what you're doing, the better.
It provides
And even more.
it provides the embodiment of the whole principle of don't pray for an easy life, pray for the strength to endure a hard one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's literally what we provide.
Yeah. And it is teaching. I mean, teaching is so important.
Yes.
We've lost our way, and people just think that they know everything because there's the internet. Whatever.
Oh
it
my
is,
goodness! Absolutely.
Teaching
Absolutely.
is so important.
Yeah.
There's so many lessons that need to be learned at an early age, but you never stop learning.
And that's
and you have to have teachers that have the qualifications,
Yes.
the experience, the background in it.
yes.
So you guys are
But
so important.
even to that point about teaching, right? Like you said about YouTube, people see it, they imitate it off screen. Oh, I got it.
Yeah,
No. For us, the idea is that your flesh has to know it. So that's like going from science to art. There's the science of litigation, for instance. Then there's the art of being a good litigator.
Good point.
You know what I
You
mean?
have to be in the courtron, or you're not learning how
There
to
you
do
go.
it. You're going to have the the
See,
abilities.
in this discussion, there's a direct correlation, in regards to security versus insecurity. There's a direct correlation to having an understanding of the political climate versus being oblivious to it.
Come on now.
So true.
And so in that same respect, a lot of the fear mongering and the like that happens, whether it happens through media or from politicians and the like, happens because people are not informed.
Yes.
Because they believe they can get the best news from Facebook.
Come on.
Because they spend more time passing opinion as opposed to becoming more versed.
Absolutely.
And they're not involved enough in their local politics to really understand how it all works.
Exactly. I want to give a quick shout to this one, I think it's a podcast or YouTube, whatever it is. There's a group of retired school teachers, and they have an organization called America the Possibility.
Wow.
And they're talking civic lessons in bite-sized portions.
Nice.
So important. They're getting tens of thousands of followers already. We just got to magnify that. Everybody's got to get on that.
Yes.
America the Possibility, and start to learn what this country was built on. Which we
Absolutely.
were talking before.
Yes.
What the foundations are, and how they're all crumbling down right now.
Well,
it is being under attack.
And in large, shout out to Star Wars series, in a large respect, it's crumbling down to the sound of thunderous applause.
Yes, because of the ignorance of what's happening.
There you go. There you go.
They think, oh yeah, we're really tough. We
Absolutely.
did this today, or we're going to take
Absolutely.
over. They have no idea that these are steps in the way for total totalitarianism, total dictatorship.
Absolutely.
The opposite of democracy. With people in this country, their fathers, their mothers, their grandmothers, they fought and died for exactly the opposite of what's going on.
That's right.
Something?
We had, just 3-4 months ago, we had one of the strongest economies in the history of the country.
This is the truth.
If you really look at the numbers, everybody was working. The economy was, okay, price of eggs was up.
Yes.
But it's not gone down much since then.
That's
But
fact.
anyway, it was by all the metrics, it was one of the strongest economies in the history of the country.
Right, that's right.
We had probably one of the strongest we've had for many years, the strongest allied base in the history of the world.
Yes.
Our allies and ourselves, the United States could get anything done.
Exactly.
Could get anything done.
Exactly.
And now where are we? Just for example, this damn earthquake took place in Myanmar.
Yes.
And where's the United States?
Right.
America? Where we were always first in line. We were always the ones we were the good guys that would go in and help. We have the expertise.
Yes.
We have this. We have the training, the ability, the equipment.
Yes.
And where are we now?
Yes.
Well, America first. We don't have to care about that, right?
Yeah.
It is so ugly
It's very
that
ugly.
it hurts you to the core.
We have
It really
something,
does.
we have something that we call social duties, and literally international affairs or foreign affairs is really that, just on an international scale. It's like you enjoy reciprocal helps and mutual obligations.
Yes.
Without that,
Yes.
what are you? You're an island, and
Exactly.
yeah.
We want to hear your opinion. Please comment, on the subject matter in terms of the state of America right now. But also, where's your school? Tell me the address.
Syracuse, or East Syracuse, 6828 Ellicott Drive, Suite 2, East Syracuse, New York.
Sign me up.
Want to express our appreciation to Sharif Bay, Sifu Sharif Bay.
There we go.
Syracuse Kung Fu Yi Hung Guys International
Kung Fu Association, that's right.
Rob, anything else before we proceed close?
No, this is what I'm talking about: seeking beauty and grace.
Mm.
Right here. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Find yours, and you found yours. But you're the teacher. You got to get out there and spread it.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, we appreciate you. Khalid Bay,
Rob Romeo.
along with Sharif Bay. Catch you on the next one.
Yep.